Hi Aries, welcome back. Thank you for your support on this channel. I really appreciate the likes and the subscriptions. Let's dive in. Aries, messages for the Aries. Mars, that is your ruling planet. We have Mars making some strong, intense aspects, I believe, to the end of this week. If you're curious, you can check out Rick Astrology's channel. I think he just released a video yesterday or something. Maybe you're not seeing something clearly or not communicating. Maybe you're keeping a lot of things or thoughts to yourself. There could be dysfunctional relationships or relationships to yourself or relationships to money, anything that Venus rules. We did have the Libra solar eclipse, which Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus rules money, self-esteem, savings. It also rules relationships with others, commitments, contracts. Contracts usually tend to bring in finances, right? Especially with the right people. There could be a level of maybe not clarity or maybe self-denial or maybe deception, temptation here as well. Maybe you're being called to kind of step into a darker element of yourself, to follow your passions or maybe just your emotions, your instincts. You know, Aries is a fire sign, so it's very governed by their instincts. It's very impulsive as well as it rules the first zodiac sign of the cycle, which is kind of the baby that gets born, right? So there could be a lack of financial stability and a lack of alchemization, a lack of kind of grounding yourself to alchemize negative experiences into higher, more enlightened perspectives. That brings abundance because the alchemy card represents Sagittarius, which is all about seeing the bigger picture of things, the spiritual reason behind things, and how to align yourself to God, to gods, to transits, to being tempered, right? With temperance, which is alchemy as well. So you might want to check out the themes of that card. That can help you at this time as well. We'll grab you more advice. There could be a need to transcend some kind of relationship with yourself, your own shadow self. You know, the flip side of everything has a negative, everything is a polarity in the universe, the black, the white, right? But we need both. So let's see, most important advice for Aries, especially if you've been leaning on one side for too long, it might be time to, especially like, you know, Mars is a malefic planet. It can rule being concrete, it can rule the drive or the energy, the force. We do need Mars in our lives. Of course, it's what gives us, you know, the energy to go forward in our goals. But at the same time, there could be a need to, if you've been too heavily reliant on that side of yourself, to lean on the yin aspect, you know, the yin, the yang, right? So to balance those so that you're alchemizing everything in the perfect balance. And that's how manifestation happens, when everything's at one, when we combine things, when we throw two atoms together, right? Type vibes. Relationships, right? So there could have been a level of superficiality or some kind of insecurity, especially regarding self-esteem, which can manifest as like being way too strong or way too forward in your relationships, right? Being way too desperate. There needs to be a sense of a good relationship with yourself first. So we'll read number 19 here, definitely. It's yellow. And I think we'll pull a Cali card for you guys. Self-worth. Okay. Beltane is a natural time of indulgence when the earth offers a feast for both eyes and stomachs as spring comes alive and expands in bursts of colors and blooms. So maybe the leaves are changing around you, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere. Like Mother Earth, you too will come alive when you indulge yourself. Indulgence doesn't necessarily mean eating an entire box of chocolates, though sometimes this might be required. Maybe there's just the need to slow down, right? You can see she's taking a bath, enjoying herself. Maybe you're dyeing your hair. Let's see. The most productive way to indulge yourself is to acknowledge your worth and your needs. Demand what's yours by giving to yourself first. Do you always put others before yourself? Are you working too hard to fulfill someone else's dreams rather than your own? Maybe you have children. Do you stifle your own desires in favor of someone else's? Your dreams, needs, and desires matter just as much as anyone else's, even more so because they are waiting patiently within your heart, waiting for you to find the time and space to bring them to life. Okay, very interesting. The time and space to bring them to life. So maybe there's a need to vacation or take a break. Maybe take a hiatus from a certain way of doing things. Let me just close this window. Sometimes children can be so loud. I have a daycare where I live. So, anyways, it's important to treat yourself like a tender child, right? So let's grab more advice. Most important vital advice for Aries. Most vital advice for the Aries people placements. Peppers in the reverse. Peppers in the upright is all about establishing clear boundaries, being really peppery, especially if you're a person that's not like that. But I don't think I'm dealing with somebody like that, especially with Aries energy, with Mars showing up. There could be a need to kind of let down barriers, let down guards, and not be so spicy and peppery, especially if you've kind of assimilated your personality with that level. You can also be more balanced, kind, temperate, etc. Do what suits you the best, but not in such a maybe forthright way. Let's see, messages for Aries. Maybe there's a need to eat foods that are more calming as well, like dill, yogurts, anything that's kind of the opposite of peppery, spicy foods. Maybe your kind of hormones are out of whack because of what you eat. Maybe there's too much fiery food. Maybe you need to look up Ayurvedic medicine on the kinds of foods that you should eat for your dosha or whatever that is. So you can find that out online. Most important advice for Aries. Aries rules the physical body, right? So that could be important to take care of. Light, number 20. So let's see that. Maybe there's a level of negativity in your life, especially regarding finances. And this could have stemmed from self-esteem, because self-esteem and finances are directly tied. Hope, return of the light. If there is one theme you should know about Yule, it's light. The entire celebration of Yule is an honoring of faith in the warmer days to come. There is always light after darkness, and spring always comes after winter. No matter how difficult your situation, know that things will work out. Light is the dynamic card. When you have drawn it, you can expect an increase in energy. When you're feeling more confident these days, you're likely to see an increase in your motivation and overall vitality. So maybe there's a need, especially since we saw kind of the indulgence card, this kind of slowing down along with the light. Maybe you need to first step into a level of rest, and then after doing that, like taking a week to just not think about your obligations or whatever, you realize that you're just naturally actually more motivated at the end of the week to refocus on what you were originally kind of pulling away from, right? So let's see. This is a happy card and a positive sign for success. Pulling light is like getting a big yes from the universe. You can expect positive resolution when this card comes to a reading, especially financially. Additionally, pulling light is a sign of abundance and increase in all areas of your life. You may see an increase in your finances, like a raise or an unexpected financial windfall. In love, this card is a positive sign of a new love or marriage. You might receive a promising job offer or clarity in a job change when it comes to career. Also, you could be falling in love with somebody in your career. You could be moving in with them. Maybe you and this person are good in a relationship together. If you've both learned from marriages or partnerships in the past, something positive is on its way when light shines on your reading. So that's really good. I mean, you can see how much darkness is in this card, and you can see the lights, the flames being lit, just like the stars in the dark night of the sky. So let's grab you advice for Aries. Most vital advice for the Aries people placements. We have let go of guilt in the reverse, so maybe there is a need to come closer to guilt and what you felt ashamed for, to not kind of hide that away, to face it and then become wiser and stronger, more disciplined because of the things that you've learned, ways that you might have accidentally sabotaged yourself or been operating in other strange ways. That's okay though, because we're all babies, right? We didn't know when we were born. So any other messages for Aries? Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. We just had that, I think, yesterday or whatever, which is the opposite sign of Aries. And the Aries is currently our north node, and Chiron is in that area. So there's a lot of healing. Chiron is the asteroid of the wounded healer. After wounds, we are learning through these experiences, right, to step into our good karma, into our future, things that are unfamiliar to us, the north node in Aries, right? So you might want to check out which house Aries rules in your chart in general. If you're an Aries rising, it would be your first house, and then you count beyond that, whatever rising sign you are. But yeah, if you want to check out your rising signs reading in tarot, that could be relevant as well. I hope you like this reading. Please hit like, comment, share, subscribe, or hit the Buy Me a Coffee link if you want to leave a tip. You can get a personal reading by messaging me on Telegram. Thank you. Take care.